Alright, in this video, I'm going to be talking about who I think will be the champion of each weight class by the end of this year. So let's get right into it. So starting with flyweight, I think Pantoja is going to keep the belt. I don't really see anybody else beating him in the weight class. I mean, there's not that many contenders. Him and Moreno already fought. I don't think they'll give him a rematch, considering Moreno never got a title defense and he's like 0-3 to him. So other than Brandon Moreno, I don't really see any other contenders. So let's go on to bantamweight. I think Sean O'Malley is gonna keep the belt. To be honest, I don't think Sean O'Malley is gonna be that active. Most of the UFC stars aren't really that active. I mean, last year he only fought once, and I think he's gonna knock out Cheeto and then probably fight. I think that's gonna be his only fight for that year. He's not gonna fight Marab, and he's not gonna rematch Aljo because he's gonna be a featherweight now. So let's go on to the next class, which is featherweight. I think Ilya Topuria is gonna knock out Volkanovski. Volkanovski just got knocked out a few months ago by Islam, and he's already coming back. I think it's way too soon for Volkanovski. Topuria is probably the best contender in the weight class right now, even better than Max Holloway. I think he would beat Max Holloway, and yeah, I think He's gonna knock out Volk and then probably not fight again for the rest of the year. So let's go on to the next weight class, which is lightweight. I think Islam's gonna keep the belt. Islam's the best fighter in the UFC right now. I don't see anyone in the UFC beating him up until I think he would even beat middleweights. I think Islam could be the first three division champion. He's already beat two out of the three main contenders, which there are three contenders: Justin Gaethje, Arman, and Charles. He's already beat Charles and Arman before. So he's fighting Justin Gaethje on June 8th. I think he's going to beat Gaethje just like Khabib did. I think he's going to submit him. So yeah, I think this year he's probably going to fight twice or maybe three times. So let's go on to the next weight class, which I think Islam's going to be the welterweight champion too. Now, to be honest, I'm not too sure if he's going to be the champion by the end of this year. I think he would be champion by maybe the beginning of next year. I think he's going to beat Leon. They're going to give him a title shot at welterweight after he gets another two title defenses. So yeah, I think he's way better than Leon. I don't think Bilal is going to beat Leon at 300. I don't know. Bilal's too old for him. Leon's really good right now. I don't think any other fighter at welterweight could beat Leon. I think Leon could even beat GSP. That's how good he is. But Islam's better than him. So yeah, I think Islam could be the welterweight champ by next year. Let's go to the next division, which is middleweight. I think it's gonna be Izzy. Izzy, he's having a layoff right now. I think he might fight at 300. He might fight Khamzat. And if he fights Khamzat, I don't think he'll be champ. But it looks like they're going to do Izzy versus the loser of DDP versus Sean Strickland. They should have given Izzy the rematch with Sean Strickland after he lost, but I don't think Izzy wanted it. I think when Sean Strickland beat him, it was a fluke. Sean Strickland is not that good. A lot of the other contenders at middleweight, like Robert Whittaker, would beat Sean Strickland. So I think Izzy comes back, probably gets one or two fights this year, and fights DDP or Sean Strickland for the belt. Alright, let's go to light heavyweight. I think it's going to be Yuri Prohaska. To be honest, in his last fight with Pereira, he was beating Pereira up both the rounds until they got that early stoppage. So I know he has a fight at 300, so they could do if Yuri wins this fight, they could give him a title shot with Pereira again. That is if Pereira does not fight Magomed after Magomed fights this weekend, if he gets a title shot. So, I mean, we'll just have to see. I really do want him to be champion because he is one of the most exciting fighters in the entire UFC. And he could definitely beat Pereira. He was doing it the last fight. So let's go into the last weight class. Alright, I think for heavyweight it's going to be Francis Ngannou. I think he's gonna come back to the UFC and win the belt. He could beat Tom Aspinall. I don't think John Jones is gonna be champion at all by the end of this year. He's probably gonna retire. I don't think he's gonna fight Stipe, or not Stipe. I don't think he's gonna fight Tom Aspinall. He does not want to fight him. That's what it's looking like on Twitter. They're beefing a lot. I think John just wants an easy fight with Stipe, and then he's probably gonna retire. So yeah, that's the video. Let me know what you guys think. What's your takes?